Greetings everyone! In this video I'm going to show you how you can make your own color brain game using Mentimeter. So, Color Brain is a game that you can buy at most stores, Target, Amazon, and whatnot. And it's a game that I play with my kids in which you try to use colors to answer a specific question. So as you can see in the picture below, it gives you a set of cards that are all different colors, green, blue, yellow, and whatnot. And then the next set of cards is it'll ask you a specific color of a character or an object or whatnot. So in the example it says, what color are Cruella de Vil's gloves? There's only one color that they are. And so then the player would then put down a red card saying that that's the color of her gloves. Another question might be like, what color are Mickey Mouse's shoes? And then in that, the player would then put down a yellow card or an orange card. And then it'll even tell you like how many colors. So in this, I'm going to show you how you can use Mentimeter to play the same game. And it works well for teaching things in education. It could be science colors. It could be, safety colors of safety signs. And so I'm going to show you how you can do it digitally in Mentimeter right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the cards for my players. And then again, these are the cards of colors that your players are going to have that they can choose from when you're asking them questions. Now, there are many different graphic programs you can use for this. Adobe InDesign, Adobe Illustrator, Microsoft Paint. And for this example, I'm just going to use Microsoft PowerPoint. And so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the shape of my cards. And this one, I just made a square, and I'm going to change it to, let's say, orange. Okay, and I'm going to do another one. This one I'll do green, and then let's do one more. And again, whatever color options you have your players playing with, these are the colors you want to use. And so I'm just using basic, I would choose many different ones, but for this example, I'm just going to choose these basic colors, orange, green, and red. And so once my colors are made, I'm going to right click and put Save As Picture. And so next I'm going to go to where my picture or where my folder is that I'm creating this game. So this one, since it is an orange picture, I'll put orange. Save that. And then for this one, same thing, I'm going to right click on Save As Picture. I'll call this one green. And for this one, I'll right click, Save As Picture, and this one I will call red. All right, so once you have all of your colors made, the next step is going to be to put them into Mentimeter, and I'll show you how to do that right now. Now, once you have your cards made for your players, the next thing you want to do is go to Mentimeter. And so I'll type it in, Mentimeter, and here it is here. And so I am already logged in, and so I go ahead and click on My Presentations. And now here is one thing I will say. For the free version of Mentimeter, you can only make 2 questions. And so if your activity only has 2 questions, the free version will work. But for me, I use the basic pro version. It ranges about $8 to $9 a month for educators, and so that allows you to make unlimited questions and have polls and all sorts of stuff. So for me, I use it fairly regularly, and so that's why I have the pro version. So now I'm going to show you how to do that. So first I'm going to create a new presentation, and we're going to call this Color Brain Tutorial. Create that, and here we go. And so what I'll want to first do is let my students know that, we are going to, and I'm just going to put a basic heading, we are going to play Color Brain. Okay? And so the first thing I want to do is, after I explain the game, is I want to create a slide to where students have an option to pick multiple colors. And this is where we will do that. So new slide. And so what I want to do is choose the multiple choice option. And again, we've kind of seen some Mentimeter stuff where you can do a word cloud, open-ended polls or whatnot. But for this, we're going to do a multiple choice option. And this is where your students can then pick multiple options of what they're going to choose. Now, for this first question, I want to ask them, what is the color of Peter Pan's hat? And here I would say I would use my red card. So I'm going to click on the image here. I'm going to go to where I saved that picture of the red card. There it is there. Click open. I always like to put the alternate text in there. Click save. And then now I will type red. And I'm going to do the same for my other two cards as well. Okay, do orange. Again, I use the alternate text. And then my last one, I'm going to choose green. And green. Now, one thing I wanted to show you is you can see here, it already kind of formats the square so that it fits within your image. You can see it the green square I made was a little bit bigger than this. So that way, honestly, you don't have to worry about too much about the sizing and the shape of each of the colors you make. As long as you can, is there a solid color that can be fit in there. So I'm gonna click save. All right. So another thing you want to do is go down to the bottom and allow participants to choose multiple options. The first time I played this, I did not do that, so my players could only choose one color for every question. But if I choose they can choose multiple options, then that means you can have 7 to 8 different colors in here. And if you ask a question that says like 5 colors, then they can actually pick all 5 of those colors. So now that I've put my 3 options in here, my question is, what is the color of Peter Pan's hat? Now I'm going to provide them with the answer. So I'm going to do a new slide and choose an image. Now there's a couple ways you could go about this. You can do, first I'm going to put the answer is green, exclamation mark. And there's a couple ways I can do this. I'm going to click on here. And I can either choose an image. If I already have an image saved in my computer, I can choose that and then go to where that image is, in my folders. But for this, I'm going to do just a quick Google search, and I'm going to type in Disney's Peter Pan. And I'll click on images. And here we go. Here's a cool image of Peter Pan. And I'm just going to take this picture, there it is here, I'm just going to drag it over to there. And as you can see, it automatically goes in. And again, I'll put my alternate text in. In fact, I'll use Disney's Peter Pan, so that way we don't get in trouble. Save that. And so now you can see the image of Peter Pan is on here. And now here is my header, here is my question, and then I give them the answer, green, and then I have my image. And so this is the process you'll want to repeat and go over. And so now when your players play this, they would then type menti.com and use the code 99687189. And we can, in fact, I'll show you that right now. We'll use a different browser. We'll go menti.com, and let's go back to where our game is, 99687189. 99687189. Submit. All right, so here is the name of the game, but we haven't started it yet. So now we're going to go back to our Mentimeter. Move this down just a little bit, and I'm going to click on present. And there we go. So if I go back to my game, unfortunately, I started the game right at the beginning, but I'm going to go back. You guys can see all my stuff. I'm going to go back and actually start this game from the beginning. All right, so if I were to play this, here's the beginning of my game. My students are logged in. As you can see, they see, there it is. This is what the students now see, is they see the beginning of the game. Something else. And so if I go back to me as the presenter of it, now I'm going to go to my next slide. After I've explained the game, my first question is, what is the color of Peter Pan's hat? So now looking at it from the student view, you could see this is what they would see either on their Chromebook, on their web browser, on their phone, and then they can choose, oh, this one I forgot to call green, my mistake. But they can choose red, they can choose green, and then once they click that, they hit submit. And then now they're waiting for you as the presenter to show the answer. And so I go back to my presenter screen and we can see how many people selected red. One person selected red, one person selected option 3, which I forgot to title green. And then once everybody has answered, then you go to the next slide and reveal the answer was green. And so again, this is a good way to review. You can try to add in points and all this kind of stuff and make it, in my opinion, it makes it a little more challenging. But this is just a good way to review using ColorBrain and using it as a review for everyone to kind of just see, you know, if they understand it, what the majority was. And it's just a great way to use this tool and just use it for the fun of it. And so anyway, I hope that video helped. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us and we would be happy to help you further in creating your own ColorBrain game. Take care.